Good afternoon, students. In the last class, I have focused on the post-Hers movement. Understand? Post-Hers Bhakti movement, or we have seen that how the changes, how the changes came about our religious beliefs, or particularly, I am going to talk about the fourth chapter. In the fourth chapter of the first book, you have studied that now the mid by the mid first millennium, okay, common era, landscape of subcontinent was dotted. India was dotted with, in our country, very religious structure. In our country, we find uh, various religious structure at the different parts of our country, or the cities, towns, trade center, administrative centers, whether in northern India or whether in Deccan or in the southern India, now dotted with the structures. Now the religious temples, stupas, or the temples of the different beliefs, we find the India, and moreover the stupas, structures or monasteries. Understand, where the religious activities happens or the religious education is given, we find, or the lots of temples or various kind of the temples in the different style, art, architecture, and installed with the different god and goddesses, we find everywhere in the country. Understand? And particularly in our different kinds of the style, in northern India we find the structures and the temples in the Nagar style. In southern India, in Deccan, we find the in the Besar style, or in deep southern India, we find in the Dravidian style. So these temples are the lavishly or the hugely, immensely installed with the different gods and goddesses, and these expresses, these are installment of the god and goddesses and the temples reflects our various kind of the beliefs, various kinds of the religious sects, religious orders, religious folk. Understand? These expresses, and moreover, these these are the very typical certain religious beliefs and the practices are the, and the others have been the reconstructed from the textual tradition. Some of the in the structure we can see that some of the structures are of the popular nature. In the popular structure and the local structure and the local beliefs, the structure and the sculptures are depicted on the basis of the local beliefs. In the somewhere we find that and some of the structures now speaks or the reflects the textual writings, textual stories are reflected in the statue, reflected in the sculpture, wherever it was the built, and our art historians, when they go for the finding out. And moreover, including the Purana stories are depicted in the various temples. We can see the temples or the structure, or moreover the statue are the taken from the Purana, or which received their present shape around the same time, or now the present shape have been given. Other only faintly visible textuals and the visual records, and now it is very faintly we find this structure. Some structure have diminished by the passage of the time, and withered by the climatical changes or by the climatical pressure. Understand, these have been the changes, or the some of the faint visual records or textuals and the visual records do we find today. Understand, the students, new textual sources available from this period include the composition new textual during the period right from the 8th century, 8th century AD to the 18th century. Understand? So many textual, very take care of that. Textual sources available from this period include what kind of the textual things we find? Composition, composition. Now the Bhakti movements was completely based on the bhajan. Understand? On the devotion, love, song. Understand? To please and to attract the masses. The many songs had been composed in reverence of the individual god and goddesses. To revere the individual god and goddesses, to show the devotion. These new songs and composition have been compiled by the bhaktas. By the bhaktas, they expressed their devotions, expressed their reverence to the particular god and goddesses. By the composition of the songs, they roamed door to door, place to place. Understand? By the bhajan, and this bhajan identified their devotion, and this reveals their devotion, and as well as impressed the millions of the people in their order, in their in the fold of their beliefs. Understand? So now we are going to in this particularly the changes what happened. The first include the composition attributed to the poet saint. I am talking about that. Our study will be the center particularly of what? At the very lower ranks, like the literature, the popular literatures, bhaktas, their songs, and through that poems, their identities. So these poets saints, we can say that these poets saints roamed door to door, and they composed the bhajan, composed and recited them doors to door, and devoted in devotion of their individual god and goddesses, whatever the came later on in their form. Understand? So now we are going to hear the attribute to the poet saints, most of whom expressed themselves orally in regional language. Orally in regional language. I am talking about that. Orally in the regional language. Regional language means now this regional language was much benefited for the common man. It was the worth understanding for the common man. And second thing, orally, because the peoples were not literate. People were now the hearing society. Our society was hearing society, not the reading society. Understand? So now they went orally, they sang orally to get and attract the common mans and the ordinary people by the regional language. Why? Why they use the regional language? The saint poets use the regional language because this could be the regional language could be the easily grasped by the common man. Easily can be the could be understand by the common man. Second thing is that and ordinary people, these compositions which were often set to the music, and these compositions were set to the music. Now supported by the music, spotted, and the music, and moreover, said the music were compiled by disciples or devotees. These disciples and devotees compiled the poet, and these were the now sung with the help of the music, set to the music after the death of the poet saint. After the death of the poet saint, understand, their songs were compiled by their bhaktas, understand, or set on the music, make it the more forceful or the more appealing to their hearts and minds, and to create the acoustic, a very a kind of the sama, you can say, to create the kind of the shama for the devotion. and for the blind devotion and dedications to their individual gods. Here is the that. More the poet saints generally after the death of poets say. What is more these traditions were fluid generation to the generation of devotees. Fluid generation to devotees tended to the elaborate the original message and occasionally modified time to time. These messages were made the fluid and time to time modified also by their bhaktas and the devotees. These were the and even abandoned some of the ideas that appeared problematic, irrelevant in the different, and those ideas were also abandoned or the deleted. Those which could the create the problem, the social problem, political problem, and in the cultural context were not suitable and not acceptable. So those were the now deleted. Understand? So this work of the composition began during the 8th century to the 18th century, and particularly we are going to study. And moreover, using these sources, thus now poses a challenge to the historians, and these sources became the very much challenge to the historians. Historians draw the graphies or the biographies of the saints written by their followers. Now the historians to finding out this to compose their reconstruction, they have to be the discovered. They go to the at the very downtrodden level. Understand? And where their hagiography, historian have to be their biographies of the saints written by their followers or members of their religious sect. The historian had to approach to the religious followers and their biography. Through that biography, they could get the sources to reconstruct the history about that saint, about the bhakti movement. Understand, students? So now this trend we are going to study here, and these may not be the literary accurate, and these sources literary accurate, but allow a glimpse into the way in which the devotees perceived the lives of these path-breaking women and the men. Understand? So now these are the not 100% accurate. These sources are, but we find the glimpses and the way in which the devotees perceived. In what way the devotees, whether the men and women, went on or lived their life, and the path-breaking women, certain path-breaking women, I have to say that is some of the women. Understand? They broke the social norms, like the Mirabai and the other. They did not follow the social norms. Understand? Because they went out of the society. They broke the social norms, their social constraint and the social constraint. They went beyond that. Understand? So now about that we are going to study, as well as these sources provide us with insight into the scenario characterized by the dynamism and the diversity. So these scenarios were characterized by the dynamism. There was a liquidity of the social liquidity. There was no caste barrier, and there was a dynamism in society, no caste barrier, and as well as the diversity also we can observe, and we can see the real diversities in this. Moreover, these sources provide a lot, and here the some of the elements we shall study about the some of the elements in this. A mosaic of religious beliefs and the practices. Here a term have been used, the mosaic. Mosaic on the floor is mosaic, and this mosaic is having the different chips of the stones, different colorful chips and the stones. So this is the mosaic. Yani means that our different religion and religious beliefs, how these beliefs mosaic together and consolidated together. understand, or cemented together, or now glittering the different colors of the religion as the as stone chips glitters on the floors, understand, and having its the different identities expressing collage, like the collage expressing their different identities with the together, understand. So this is the we are going to see that how these different religion intermixed or intermingled together, understand, or there was a social assimilation. Here we find that there was a social assimilation, understand, a social integration, not only in society but a religious integration, which now was just like the string which bind our society and which bring our different segments of societies together. The students, now most striking feature, the phase we are going to study here, 800 AD to the 1800, understand, increasing visibility of the wide range of the gods. Many gods appeared, god and goddesses, right from the 800 AD to the 1800. Now we find that many glittering a range of the gods and the goddesses appeared, and the sculpture as well as in the text gods and goddesses we find right from 8th century AD to the 18th century. They appeared in the sculpture, in the structure we see, or even depicted or written in the text. We find the many of the evidences or the witness of there, and moreover at one level indicate the continued and even extended worship of the major deities, or extended worship of the major deities like the Vishnu and the Shiva goddess, each of whom was visualized in a variety of forms, and the Vishnu and the Shiva and the other goddess, understand, where goddess were visualized in a variety of forms. The main forms they had, the Vishnu and the Shiva and the goddess had the main form, but at a local level, at a very local level, we see local level different forms dotted and spotted and sculptured in the different forms with their main characteristics, understand. The now students, the integration of the different cults we have to be the study. Now the many of the scholars try to understand now the development suggests that there were at least the two processes at the work in the right from 800 to the 18th century. Two processes were the vitally happening and the going on. That one was process disseminations of the Brahminical ideas. Okay, now disseminations of the Brahminical means the spread of the Brahminical ideas, where the spreading or the idea, or this is exemplified by the composition. This was the exemplified by the composition, compilation, and the preservation of the Puranic text in simple Sanskrit verses. Now the new trend in the writing, in the Brahminical text began. Now began a new exemplified composition, where exemplified compilation, preservation of Puranic text was in continuation, but one change was that was in a simple Sanskrit version. They had the simple Sanskrit version. It was the compiled or explicitly meant to be the accessible. Why it was written in the compiled in the simple Sanskrit version? Reason was that it was the to be the accessible to the women and the Sudras. We know that women and Sudra had been deprived of the touching of the holy books, and the holy books they were deprived of that. But now the Brahmanism came to the compromise that they and allowed even the Sudra and the women to to touch the text to the Brahminical text. So that's why it was the written, the Brahminical text, Puranic texts were exemplified, compiled, and preserved in a very simple Sanskrit, so that even the common man could grasp it and could understand this. Understand? So this was the Sanskrit explicitly meant to be acceptable to the women who were generally excluded from the Vedic learning. We know very well in the Vedic learning, the women and Sutra they were completely restricted to touch and the read and the write. Completely. So that's why now they were allowed, they could now read, they could read this. So for this purpose, the Brahmicals, and at the same time, there was a second process added. One process was that the text were written, compiled, and preserved in a simple Sanskrit. Why? For the purpose of the Sudras and the women, who were the excluded, who were the ousted from the Vedic text and Vedic learning. Understand? Second thing is that was actually in the process at work. At the same time, there was a second process, that of the Brahmanas accepting and the reworking the belief and practices of these other social categories, and now the Brahmanas were now making the effort, accepting and reworking of beliefs of the practices of these. Now at the local level, different beliefs, different practices were going on. Understand? And the practice beliefs, but the Brahmins were the accepting. Before, the Brahmins were not accepting at all the different beliefs and the different practices, but now Brahman came to the compromise. They now came down for the compromising the beliefs and practices, or in fact many beliefs and practices were shaped through a continuous dialogue, and many practices and beliefs were shaped for a continuous dialogue between the great tradition and the little tradition. Great tradition I am now marking, indicating the Brahminism, a top layer of the Brahminism, and the little traditions I am marking the traditions which were now followed at a lower strata of the life, our society. Understand? Among the popular, among the downtrodden masses. I am talking about the little traditions. Local tradition is called as the regional traditions, which developed out of the Brahmins' great traditions in a different form. So those I am talking about that. Okay, so here is the students. A dialogue started, a compromising dialogue between the great tradition, Brahmins at the top, and the local traditions. A dialogue was the continuous, and sociologists have described it a great tradition, Puranic tradition, and little tradition throughout the land. Little traditions at a local level throughout the land, and the great traditions were only confined and the only surrounding at the Puranic texts. So these two dialogues were, and dialogue between, compromising dialogue we can say, were going on. Acceptance by the Brahmins, even the different traditions which have evolved by the passage of the time, at the regional levels. You understand? So now further, one of the most striking examples of this process is evident at the Puri. First example, in Odisha, we take the example from Odisha, in the Puri. Puri, Odisha, where the principal deity was identified by the 12th century at Jagannath. Jagannath, literally the Lord of the world. Jagat means world. Nath means master, Malik. Understand? So Jagannath was identified a form of Vishnu. He was identified as a form of Vishnu. Understand? or we can see the figure given in the side of your books. Understand that Jagannath compare, you will notice that the deity is represented in a very different way. One deity is from the now the chapter in such your previous book, compare the 6.2 with the figure 4.26 chapter 4. Compare this figure from the chapter 4 the first book with the second book, आप compare कर सकते हैं. We can, you will notice that deity is represented in a very different way. Vishnu there you can see lying on the big serpents, multi mouths serpent he is the lying on. Understand? And under the shade of the serpent shade, Vishnu is lying comfortably. But here is the also this Jagannath is the also form of the Vishnu. So what the difference do you find in? Do you find the differences? Do you find now? This is the also form of the Vishnu. Jagannath is the also form of the Vishnu, and that Vishnu which you have seen in the sculpture lying on the Sesnaga. Understand? Lying on. So these are the quite difference. We are the now make the difference very different. In this instance, a local deity whose image was and continues to be the made of wood, and local deities whose image was continues to be the made of wood by local tribals specialists, and these now Jagannath has been carved out by the woods by local tribals communities. They have carved a specialist tribal was recognized as a form of Vishnu, or he is the recognized as the form of Vishnu. Understand? Next, at the same time, Vishnu was visualized in the way that very different from that of the others part of the country, and so the Vishnu have been the visualized in the different form or in the different way, in the throughout the country. We can see many forms is the forms have been the found of the Vishnu. Understand? Next to that, such instances of the integration are evident amongst the goddess also. In terms of the goddess also, cult, many goddess cult worship of the goddess often simply in form of the stone smeared with a ochre. Stone goddess are now worshipped in the form of the stone smeared with the ochre smeared on their head was evidently widespread. These local deities were often incorporated within the Puranic framework, and these goddesses have been also incorporated in the Puranic form by providing them with the identity as the wife of principal male deities, and they have been these goddesses have been now goddess has been identified as the wife, as the wife framed as the wife of the principal male deities. Sometimes they are equated with the Lakshmi. Sometimes these goddess a stone smeared on that identified with the Lakshmi and the wife of the Vishnu, or in other instances Parvati. These stone goddess have been resembled with the Parvati, the wife of Shiva. Understand? So now we are looking, and we have to see that how the different kinds of the god and goddesses at the local level. Understand? Okay, taking the instances and characteristics from the great tradition, and some were completely changed in form, but they were drawing their speculations and characteristics and the name from the chief gods. But these local gods were named in the name of the chief gods. but their forms were the different at the local. So this kind of the integration began, integration or integration of the god and goddesses from top to bottom, understand, began from the 8th century to the 18th century. Understand? Do you understand? Okay, what is the theme of your study in this chapter? We simply at the very low level, at the level or literary level, understand, or our others level, we can see the assimilation of that. The students, next topic, we shall go through the difference and the conflict. Understand what is the difference, the local level and the great tradition and the local tradition, or what is the difference, and how they are in the conflict. Somewhere they are in compromised, understand, somewhere they are in the conflict. Okay, so we can see if we very carefully you study the NCERT books, understand, and some that will be explained. Okay, thank you very much for attending the class.